everyone, today's video is about when he is overprotective and doesn't let you befriend people. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let's get going. You walk through the bustling streets of Mistavu, the scent of street food mingling with the sound of laughter and chatter. As you strolled along, you felt a familiar presence at your side. Bakugou, your fiery and fiercely protective boyfriend, walked with his usual confident stride, his hand intertwined with yours. Despite the surroundings, you felt safe in his presence. "Oi, watch where you're going, idiot," he says, pulling you closer as a group of rowdy teenagers brushed against you. His crimson eyes narrowed as he shot a warning glare at everyone who dared to even glance in your direction. You chuckled softly, accustomed to his overprotective nature. "Relax, Katsuki. I'm fine. They only just brushed my way." His grip on your hand tightened slightly, and you knew that he wasn't about to let his guard down anytime soon. "Can't be too careful," he muttered, his voice low but filled with concern. As the two of you continued your stroll, you couldn't help but notice the way Baku's gaze flickered to anyone who dared to approach you. It wasn't that he didn't trust you. He just couldn't stand the idea of anyone trying to harm you or taking you away from him. "I'm sorry to say this, Katsuki, but do you really think I can't handle myself?" You asked gently, reaching up to place a reassuring hand on his arm. He let out a frustrated huff, his grip loosening slightly. "Of course I know you can handle yourself, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop worrying about you." You smiled up at him, touched by his unwavering devotion. "I know, and I appreciate it, but you don't have to be so intense about it." Baku's expression softened, and he pulled you into a tight hug, burying his face into the crook of your neck. "I just can't help it. Damn it. I love you too much to let things happen to you." You wrapped your arms around him, feeling the warmth of his embrace wash over you. "I love you too, Katsuki. Don't doubt that. And I promise I'll always be by your side. I won't let anyone come my way." He pulled back slightly, his gaze meeting yours. "You better be then, 'cause I don't know what I would do without you." As the two of you stood there, lost in each other's eyes, you realized just how lucky you were to have him. He may be overprotective sometimes, but you wouldn't have it any other way after all. With him by your side, you knew that you could take on anything that came your way. Just as you were about to continue your walk, you noticed a familiar face approaching. It was one of your old friends, and you couldn't help but feel a twinge of excitement at the prospect of catching up. "Hey, isn't that—" You started, but before you could finish, Baku's grip on your hand tightened again, his expression darkening. "Don't even think about it," he growled, his voice low and threatening. You frowned, taken aback by his sudden change in demeanor. "Katsuki, what's wrong? That's an old friend." He shot you a stern look, his jaw clenched with tension. "I don't care who they are. I don't want you talking to them." You sighed, feeling a mixture of frustration and sadness wash over you. "But why? That's just my old friend. And what's wrong with catching up with an old friend?" Baku's eyes flashed with anger. It's because I said so. That's why. I don't want you getting involved with anyone else. You're mine, and I won't let anyone else take you away from me." His words cut deep, and you couldn't help but feel a pang of hurt at his possessiveness. "Katsuki, I'm not some possession that you have, okay? And I'm not to be claimed. I have friends, and I have a life outside of our relationship." But Bakugo wasn't even listening. His gaze was intense, his fists clenched at his sides. "I don't care. From now on, I don't want you talking to anyone without my permission. Understand?" You felt torn between your love for Bakugo and your desire to be independent. But in the end, you knew that you couldn't let his overprotectiveness control your life. No, Katsuki, I don't understand. He said firmly, meeting his gaze with unwavering resolve. Sorry, but I won't let you dictate who I can and can't talk to. If you can't trust me, then maybe we need to rethink this relationship. Baku's expression softened slightly, his anger giving way to a hint of regret. I'm sorry. I just can't help it. I love you so much, and the thought of losing you terrifies me. He reached out and gently took his hand in yours, squeezing it reassuringly. I know, Katsuki, but love isn't about control. Since when was it like that? It's about trust and respect. And if we can't have that, then what do we really have at that point? He let out a heavy sigh, his shoulders slumping in defeat. You're right. I'm sorry for trying to control you. I'll do better, I promise. You smiled softly, feeling a weight lift off your shoulders. I know you will, because no matter what, we always find a way to make it work, together. As you walk hand in hand with Bakugou through the bustling streets of Mistafu, he knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, your love for each other would always be strong enough to overcome them. As you continued your walk, he couldn't shake off the unease that lingered between you and Bakugou. Despite his apology, you couldn't tell what wonderness would rear its head again in the future. The thought left a bitter taste in your mouth, but you pushed it aside, focusing instead on the present moment. The streets of Mistafu buzzed with activity, but your mind was elsewhere. You stole glances at Bakugou, noticing the way his jaw remained tense, his brows furrowed in thought. It was clear that the encounter with your old friend had left its mark on him, and you couldn't help but feel guilty for the strain that it caused in your relationship. Katsuki, I wanted to know that I understand why you acted the way you did, but I can't let you control who I can and can't talk to. Just like I said before, it's not healthy for either of us. I know, and I'm sorry. You mean everything to me, and I'd do anything to protect you. You reached out. I know you would, and I appreciate it. But we have to trust each other if we want this relationship to work. You're right. I promise I'll work on my trust issues then. I don't want to push you away because of my own insecurities. Thank you, Katsuki. I love you. Me too, Wayan. Me too. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.